Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Come on. It's Taco Tuesday. It's TacoTuesday.com. Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the TacoTuesday.com podcast. I'm your host, Corey, joined by my co-host, Crawford, of The Best Seats.
How we doing?
Our guests today are Jules and Nelson's from Roxanne's. Sounds like we got some potentially controversial things to discuss. Let's get into it, guys. How you doing?
Good, man.
Good, guys. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Podcast, man. Shout out Roxanne's.
All right, so first and foremost, Roxanne's, for people that may not know, if they're not familiar with Long Beach, let's talk about Roxanne's, kind of where it's at, the history of it.
So Roxanne's is a cocktail lounge, and right there off of Wardlow, and we're Salvadorian owned, so we have a lot of Salvadorian inspired items on our menu, but we have fusions like the putacos, just Mexican Salvadorian. We have our basic chicken tenders and burgers and sliders as well. The naturals are fantastic. Really
Nice.
good food.
So, got a pretty sweet spread in front of us here today. You guys want to walk us through what we've got in front of us?
Yes, here we have the carne asada putacos, which is steak putacos for our Spanish challenged. We have chicken putacos, and we have soy rizo putacos. These are vegetarian options. And we have, this is our claim to fame because we're the only people doing this. We have a pupusa burger, and we have a pupusa fried chicken sandwich, which is my personal favorite.
So these putacos, all of these are served on pupusas.
Yes. A pupusa, for those who don't know, is it's just traditional Salvadorian food, and the Salvadorian plate is basically something like a handmade tortilla out of corn, and we fill it with either meat, beans, and cheese. So these fillings are cheese and loroco. Loroco is a Salvadorian vegetable. To my knowledge, is only grown in El Salvador. So that's what we have today. That's our base. So that's the fusion of Salvadorian and Mexican culture right there. Because we have the taco, we have the pupusa base, and it's a really good marriage. Now, this is where it gets controversial. This is the good stuff. There's a lot of people that claim they came up with the concept, but there's a particular food vendor called Los Bayuncos out of the Bay. To my knowledge, they're the OG pioneers in this. And I know the owner. I know they're my friends. As a matter of fact, I'm doing a show with them on Saturday. They're going to be at Beer Thug in City of Bell, and they're going to be vending the putacos. And like they're the ones that people know, like when they associate that word putacos, like, oh, created by Bayuncos out of the Bay. Now, having said that, there's people out of Texas. I forgot her name, La Princesa or something like that. She's like, no, I created this. I have the receipts and I have posts and everything and that. And I perform with them as well. When we performed in Texas with Jose, my buddy, they're like, oh yeah, we've been doing this for years. We don't have to go that far. There's people, there's vendors, La Pupusa Urban Eatery in downtown LA. They have this thing called La Mexicana, which again, that's the fusion, that's the marriage, Mexican and Salvadorian culture. They have a pupusa and they'll put carne asada on top. But they never said, hey, this is a putaco. They called it La Mexicana. So it depends how you want to interpret things, man.
Yeah,
and,
open to interpretation, it sounds like.
Yeah, and it's really hard. And these are all my friends, and I work with all of them. But if I had to pick and if I had to choose, not that anyone voted me or vetted me to make the decision on this, but I would have to give it to Los Bayuncos out of the Bay.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
these things look killer. I love pupusas. It's kind of a harder cuisine to find. You really got to go like find Salvadorian neighborhoods and stuff like that to really kind of track them down. So it's awesome to see what you guys are doing with it.
Yeah, we're trying to make it hip, man. Like at Roxanne's, we have a Putaco Tuesday sale. We have karaoke on Tuesdays, and we try to incorporate that in the sale. So we do like 3 for $12 Putacos, which is unheard of.
Dude, that's pretty
really
good looking at the size of these things too. Like that's a good amount of food.
It's super filling. It's super delicious, man, and it's really cool because now it's cool to be Salvadorian, and now it's because we're trying to get our name out there. El Salvador was always associated with with gangs and violence and stuff like that. And now the country is portrayed in a more positive light. So we're here, man. We're here for the culture. We're trying to promote that stuff, and we're trying to incorporate with our Mexican brothers and all Latin America. It's really cool.
Yeah, see, that's an awesome thing to try to like focus on the good, bring like the best of cultures together, and then you get something awesome like the putaco or
our
many other things.
Exquisite. It's delicious, man.
I want to talk about you guys' kind of background, like what kind of had you guys in the industry and what kind of brought you guys together at Roxanne's?
Well, I'm a bar consultant at Roxanne's, so my main focus is a back bar. That for Roxanne's as a broader description, while it is a cocktail lounge / restaurant, it's actually a complex. So there is 3 official bars on site, including a distillery. So there's the main bar, there's a speakeasy. Outside of the speakeasy, there's a tropical bar. So it's not quite tiki. It's more like Mesoamerican tropical, which is my specialty. And then behind that, we have a distillery. So you could technically bar hop in one night, 3 different bar concepts, which is completely amazing.
Yeah.
I run a pop-up on the side called Chunthikis, and the owner of Roxanne's, while I started this up during the pandemic, was following my project. And this was right before he launched, or had just launched, Maurice Tech Tech, which is that tropical bar. And he's like, dude, you need to run this bar. Like, this is somehow you've captured what you're doing with our bar, and we have nobody to take direction in it. So I came in and then just started throwing wild ideas. Like, prior to this being a thing, the putacos, I thought this was my own dumb concoction like a year ago. But I knew, like, I'm not original. Like, hey, why don't we do pupusas and throw some, some carne asada and, like, come up with this idea. Months later, or, like, weeks later, like, oh, someone else did that. Like, cool. Like,
you see how it gets tricky, because it's so easy to come up with, but no one really said, like, hey, this is ours, this is what we're doing. That's what Bayunco said. Hey, we're the ones doing it, and they have the receipts. But our claim to fame, we're the first ones to have it in Long Beach. I think we're the only ones to have putacos in Long Beach at Roxanne's.
Yeah.
But we're the only ones making pupusa burgers. We're the first in this. We're the first ones making a fried pupusa chicken sandwich. That's our claim to fame.
So the putacos may be open for debate, but the burgers and sandwiches, that's you got that locked down. Yeah. We had Gustavo Arellano on not too long ago. We were talking about the origin of the taco. And I think we even covered, that was the one where we talked about, is a burrito a taco? Man, the controversy over that question was wild.
Yeah.
Like
y'all got me.
That's debatable.
Like, it's not just light opinions, man. People get heated about it. I was like,
that sounds like almost comical. Like, is a burrito a taco? Is a hot dog a sandwich?
It's a hot dog a sandwich.
It's cereal soup.
A hot dog is a taco.
Can't have anything nice.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah, you could talk about, like, the origin of the taco, like, what part of the world did that come from, who first started making tacos. Everybody's going to be like, oh, I know for a fact it was here at this time.
Yeah.
It's just,
100%.
hard to lock it down, though.
I want to come back to these mainly selfishly because I want to start eating them soon. But
starving, it smells so good in
anybody
here.
that knows me, I'm a huge spirits guy. I do a lot of spirits writing and stuff like that. I know you've been featured in Imbibe and things of that nature. You mentioned the distillery as well as the other properties. We've got a bottle of your Long Beach water vodka here, which you guys do distill there. You guys have a couple other expressions we were talking about before the show started. Can you talk about the distillery a little bit? Because, again, we were talking before the show. You guys are, the first?
We're the
only
first Latino distillery in all of the United States. And we're the only Salvadorian-owned distillery in the United States. Roxanne is Salvadorian-owned, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty prideful as well about that. Because I'm Salvadorian myself, Salvadorian-American. I grew up in South Central. My parents are from El Salvador. And it's pretty cool because just representation is huge for me. So just having, we're the pioneers saying, hey, this is possible for us as well. Shout out, I forgot these guys' names, but I know they're Dominican-owned and they're in Philadelphia. And I think it's really just us. But yeah, we're the first Latino-owned distillery in all the United States. It's pretty cool.
Dude, that is very cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
We have 6 different expressions besides what we have here, the Long Beach water, which is our base vodka. It's not straight as it sounds. It's not Long Beach water.
Yeah.
Nobody would want to drink that. But it is our overproof or strong proof vodka. Most of our spirits are all strong proof at 99 proof. It's just more cocktail savvy, like cocktail proof. It's better to make cocktails with something that's overproof because you're still going to water it down, dilute it whenever you're shaking drinks.
Yeah.
Off of the vodka, we have 2 different expressions on the market. We have a citrus, all from locally sourced citrus in Cal Heights, where we're located. And we have a strawberry, which is sourced from the Ramirez family farm, which is one of the original strawberry farms in Long Beach. A unreleased one that I use for the Tropical Bar is a coconut version of that I make. Besides that, we have 2 different whiskeys. We have a 1-year and a 2-year age whiskey. And we have 2 gins, our Pine Avenue gin, using all local botanicals, including like literally sage and needles that grow like in, not needles, but like, because that would be pretty bad. Since it's like
pine needles, yeah.
That's a pretty intense drink.
Long Beach needles.
No Long Beach needles.
I'm not a gin guy, but our Pine Avenue gin, you can just drink it, man, and you feel like, wow, it's refreshing. It's
I like
really,
gin.
really
Gin is like one of my top spirits for sure.
Yeah.
You need to
Anybody
calm
watching,
down,
if you don't like gin, be nice to gin.
Yeah.
It's one of the most underrated spirits, I think, for cocktails. I use it a lot in the Tropical Bar, and people never assume gin and tropical tiki would go good together, and it's it goes.
It's called
really
the Saturn,
well.
and it's delicious.
100%. Yeah.
So with all these spirits that you guys have, do you have any like signature standout cocktails that you guys are making with these?
Yeah, let me make one.
Lavala. We're in the process right now of canning our very own cocktail that we use, our own Long Beach Spirit.
Oh yeah,
Long Beach water. It's called Lavala. Lavala is how do I explain this? Lavala is like a traditional Salvadorian song, and that pays tribute to our Salvadorian heritage. But it's Long Beach water, and it's cola champagne, which is our Salvadorian cream soda. So that encompasses that essence and that flavor, which is pretty cool, and it's also very refreshing. And we brought it here today.
Damn, that thing looks nice too.
Thanks.
It just looks refreshing.
So in front of you is Lavala, one of our signature drinks. Again, based off of the song he was talking about. I took the concept of using an in-house spirit that's Salvadorian owned, made, and the soda, which is cola champagne. People who haven't had it, the closest thing I could describe it to you probably had Inca Cola. Same kind of concept. Reduce. Am I able to curse here or no?
Oh yeah, okay, whatever you want.
I reduced the shit out of that thing. Like literally, I got a bunch and just boiled it down into it was like such a thick consistency of a syrup. So I made a syrup out of the soda to use it back into this. Dash Aperol, dash lemon juice, soda water. So it drinks like a spritz, but it's also like very creamy because of the soda syrup.
Ooh.
So it's like a summer crusher, but also something that would be light enough to enjoy with your food.
You can crush that all day long. It goes
that's
with those.
dangerous is what that is.
And what the beauty of it, again, I'm using a full serving of that Long Beach water, which is already like 49% alcohol.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. It doesn't drink. No,
it
hot though.
doesn't.
That drinks
There's like
super calm.
zero of that liquor
So what
burn
he's
from
saying
it
is
too,
it's
dude.
gonna
It's
sneak up on
smooth. Ooh.
It's a great cocktail, I think. It's something that, to my knowledge, no one has been dumb enough to reduce soda into a syrup, because why?
Yeah.
I can already hear the emails from like Punch in your inbox. Like, yo, we need the recipe. Like, that's pretty fire. Yo,
Damn, that is
I know that
very
we just
good.
kind of like cut back. First of all, the putacos, stupid good. Like, I mean, like papusas themselves, really, really good. And then you just throw really good food on top of that.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
No,
like,
it was
it makes
delicious.
sense.
it's
Like,
the
it
best
just
of both
works.
of our cultures.
Yeah.
That's really good. And so you said that you're going to be canning. Is this the one that you're trying to put in? This is the one that you're putting into the can.
That's correct. Yeah.
So I've been in charge of that project.
Please let
for
me
the
know
last-
as soon as that goes in can, because
Yeah.
that will be my summer sipper. That is wild.
Yeah, for the last month, I've been trying to get it on draft. So the first thing is make a giant batch of it that we could have on draft, and then figure out once we could carbonate and draft it, put it in cans. It's been harder just because mass production doesn't quite work. If you guys have ever bartended, like batching,
Yeah.
you could do that up to X amount of drinks. As soon as you pass, I don't know, my experience has been over like 40 to 50. Like, you just don't multiply the specs. Like,
Yeah.
you really have to figure it out. So if I'm doing about 10 to 15 gallons of this, it doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
No, your production definitely changes.
So a lot of it has been trial and error to make sure how do I get the perfect consistency of it, not over diluted, because it does get topped off with
A lot
soda
of
water.
tasty trial and errors.
This is true.
Yo, at cocktail R&D, it's just the best.
It is my favorite kind of reason.
Yeah.
I've sat in on quite a few consultings and quite a few R&Ds. It's so much fun. Yeah,
Yes.
It's a hard job, you know.
it is.
Someone has
You got to
to do
take
it,
one for the
Yeah,
team
exactly.
sometimes.
So do you have this on draft now? Like, have you gotten it to where it's on draft?
So we have it on draft now, but it's not always available just because
Someone
Again,
has drinking it all because it's really good.
The consistency of the soda water is really what's throwing me off, because right now, obviously, I just use what we normally would do, which is like, canned club soda
Yeah.
on it. Since we're not opening a bunch of club soda and throwing it in the keg, I'm doing filtered water, carbonating the water to make our own soda water. So the consistency of trying to find the perfect ratio of soda water, this gets really nerdy and deep, where you have to like dissect water qualities, and so
Yeah,
like, all right, I have
seriously.
to add certain amount of minerals and salts to the water to make a certain mineral water taste, or soda water to taste a certain way.
Right.
So like, you could open a Waterloo just plain flavor to a Jarritos or like a Topo Chico. They all taste somewhat different, a Perrier, right? So you literally have to dissect the mineral quality of it. So that's what I've been doing to figure out what kind of minerals I have to add back to the water to then carbonate it.
That's why I'm glad he's in charge of it, because I took Algebra 1 for 4 years in high school, and I failed all 4 years.
It's chemistry. By the way,
Yeah.
just to break the fourth wall again, for anybody watching, that's why your cocktail cost at least $13 minimum. because of shit like that. It takes work to get this, and you
100%.
wish you had it.
But like the water that you use makes such a big difference, you know. Like when you get
100%.
Bud Light in America, right, versus when you go to Europe and you have Bud Light, it's the same product,
Guinness
but a
in
different
Ireland.
water source.
100%.
And the Guinness in Ireland is like
it's
another
amazing.
classic example.
Whole different world.
Yeah. But just it's kind of crazy how much that makes a difference, like with the minerals and the contents that are in the water. So
it's not something that I would have figured. I mean, I should have known better. My background's been in brewing, so water quality in beer makes a big deal.
Yeah.
With cocktails, like it really shouldn't matter because we're using like mineral water, mineral soda. But like, all right, if I'm doing draft, then I gotta like start dissecting water quality. Like this is not within my job description. Now I'm doing like other scientist stuff. They're like, all right, I guess it works.
I had a brewer one time. He told me, he goes, "Water is the most important thing for beer and bagels."
Yeah.
Wow. I was like,
bagels,
all right.
huh?
Yeah.
I would never ever have
boiling
guessed
that.
that.
Let's talk about Long Beach itself. I love Long Beach. Anytime I I do a lot of freelance writing for different publications. One of the things that I do is like a roundup for things going on in Orange County. When I first started doing it, I would include stuff in Long Beach because for anybody that knows this area, there's no break. It's not like going from here to San Diego where you get Pendleton and you get this break. There's no break between basically here and Ventura. So I would include stuff because it's close enough where I thought it would count. They're like, well, that's LA County. I'm like, yeah, but also Long Beach is also just its own animal and it's close enough. I mean,
100%.
Can you guys talk about like Long Beach itself for people that may not be familiar with it? Because it is its own animal and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm new to Long Beach because I just started working for Roxanne's last year. So maybe I'll let Jules handle this one.
I mean, I grew up in Wilmington. For people that know where that even is, it's been rated the worst neighborhood in all LA County. It's the hood, but it's amazing, and it's literally right next to Long Beach. And I would go spend summers in Long Beach when I was a kid. I would take the number 3 bus, go skate literally downtown because that's what we could do. And as an adult, after I moved out, went to college, came back, Long Beach was like the thing that still gravitated towards me. It's like you're right. Like a lot of people always call it like it's right behind the orange curtain, right? Like, but literally, we're neighbors, and there's both qualities of Orange County and LA melded in what Long Beach is. It's a melting pot for one. You have best of both worlds from like Orange County and LA in Long Beach. We have live music venues, we have breweries, we have good lively bar scene, a growing food scene, like
Awesome beaches.
yeah, there's really no reason to. It sucks for a lot of people that now move in Long Beach. That I've heard a lot of friends that once they move down there, like they never leave Long Beach because you really don't have to. Like now we get like music, like festivals every summer, right? So like
that is one thing you see off the rip. Like the diversity in Long Beach is it's crazy. No matter what flag you wave, no matter what, everyone is welcome, bro. And it's such like a safe haven for everyone.
Yeah.
And Roxanne's, we are Latinos, we are Salvadorian owned and everything, but everybody's welcome, bro. That's why we try to cater to everyone. That's what makes it really hard for marketing because I don't have just one demographic. I'm getting into everybody. So I'm like, crap. I do their social media marketing. So that's my position at Roxanne's. I handle their TikTok, I handle their IG, and I help them with promotions and stuff like that. And when I'm just like, well, if I'm catering to everyone, it's really hard to find that target audience because everyone's my audience. But that's just how it is at Roxanne's. Everybody's welcome, bro. And everyone feels welcome. You come to Roxanne's, you see all shades and colors and everyone having a good time.
I mean, everybody should come in, if only for the putacos to try them out.
Yes,
I mean,
you
one
guys
bite and
haven't
you'll
even
be
tried
hooked.
the fried chicken sandwich, the pupusa chicken sandwich, and the pupusa burger.
The pupusa
Yeah,
burger
Yeah, but you already reeled me in with the taco, so
The pupusa burger is definitely next. There's going to be another cut here
They
in a
have
couple of minutes.
curtido and everything, bro.
So I want to ask, this makes sense to me. Like, this is one of those things, like, it just makes, it's like, it's no different than if you were to do it like an arepa or something like that. Like, it kind of works, right?
Yeah.
This gives me, I'm home drunk at 2 a.m. vibes. And not in a bad way, but I'm like, this is one of those genius creations where you're like, the fuck did that come from? Oh, we need to do it again.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
And again,
I love it.
Just how the putaco is the concept of us, finding a marriage with our Mexican brothers. Same thing, Los Angeles has been like a haven to a lot of Salvadorians.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that moved out of El Salvador in the 80s and 90s because they were refugees of the war, the civil war that we had in El Salvador, my parents included. So my parents, they left to Mexico and they refuged in Mexico where they stayed there for 15 years. And then eventually they came to Los Angeles. For me, it's pretty cool because I see the best of both worlds. I have Mexican influences in my family and my culture, and I have American influences in my family and my culture because I was born and raised here.
right.
So it's pretty cool. That's what this encompasses to me. So I think it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm definitely excited to try it. I showed up with a hell of an appetite, so you guys are showing up here making awesome cocktails and bringing delicious food.
Hey, this is what we do at Roxanne's, baby.
Your job must be hard because you can't like pin you guys down. This is like it's El Salvador, it's Mexican, it's like tiki-esque. It's also just like craft cocktail, but speakeasy, but karaoke, but like bar lounge.
And,
but like
we make
100%.
it work. At the end of the year, last year at the end of the year, we had our first Central American Heritage Festival at the Scottish Rite. And now we're making it an association because now, again, it's not just Mexican on the map, but we're bringing in all of Central America. And that's just, we're Belize. We did a video on a lady. Her name is Miss Margaret. She sells food out of a tent in front of El Super on 6th Street in Long Beach. And I went and I covered her story, and people resonated with her, and she went viral. And we were like, no, we're going to have this lady representing Belize. We're representing her country at our festival. And she sold out immediately, and people were so cool. I just did a follow-up video.
That is so rad.
Yeah. Also, we have... our friends, it's a branding company called Our Media that we're associated with, and they just went back and they did a follow-up video with her, and I covered that story. It was pretty cool. So our objective is for this year to make the Central American Heritage Festival even bigger and even greater, and give those people their voices. And it was really cool. She had her moment to shine, her moment to showcase her delicious, authentic, Belizean food. It was really dope. That's what we're trying to do again this year. Trying to make this bigger and better for everyone.
for you guys, man. That's awesome.
That's actually a pretty heartwarming story, dude. I bet she really appreciated that too.
Yes, bro. I invite you guys, if you guys are ever in the neighborhood, I'll
I'm
take
down
you guys.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, I live right down the street in Huntington Beach, so man, it's just
the flavors are super authentic. She does it out of love. She's like, I would love a restaurant, but if this is what God has for me, then so be it. I'm happy. I feed people. I get to deliver my taste and my flavors of my culture and my country to these people in Long Beach, and it's amazing.
I've been fortunate enough to have some really good meals. A lot of other people have, and there's nothing wrong with like that high end Michelin wonderful dining experience. But I'm gonna tell you right now, some of my best memories come from that type of stuff.
Sure,
like,
man. I lived in Europe, bro, and I've had the schnappi whatever in Paris and all this stuff in Belgium, which is great, which is very tasty. But I've had tacos on the corner of,
and they got more
little hole in the wall places sometimes give you like some of the best food you've ever tasted.
100%.
And they don't get any sort of credit for it. It's,
we were talking about because somebody was going to Europe or London pretty soon.
Oh, I am. Yeah, in a couple months.
One of my favorite experiences when I was in Copenhagen, I ate at Noma, which is one of the most highest regarded like restaurants in the world, right? Mm-hmm. I had tacos 2 days after, also in Copenhagen. Fucking blew it out of the water.
Were they? I don't know if you know. Was it by? Because there's a female chef in Copenhagen.
Yeah,
who used to
I had
work
her
for Renee.
So I had her tacos, and they're solid. The tacos that I'm talking to were not those tacos.
Okay.
There's a spot, I guess, in the ghetto area or like the more immigrant part of
that's where you find the good food.
Yeah, like,
I live in the I live in the East Los of France, bro. It's called Roubaix.
Essentially, that's what that is, which I had no idea Copenhagen had. And the name of the taqueria was called La Neta. La Neta is slang for the truth. The truth, but like something that people from Mexico City call.
It's going to be good.
And I'm like, La Neta, what the fuck is this doing here in Copenhagen? I walk in and there's like a very just like Copenhagen, like, Danish, just white dude in the counter. And there's like this brown guy in the grill. And I was like, I'm going to order.
Dime, baby, ¿qué pasó?
I'm ordering all my tacos in Spanish because they're all obviously in like the cuts are in Spanish. Like the cook looks up. He's like, my people. He's like,
Compa.
Like, ¿qué estás haciendo? And I was like, what? Turns out this guy is it's a crazy story, but this guy was
witness protection program.
No, dude. He was a teacher at UNAM, which is one of the biggest universities in Mexico.
UNAM,
Fell in love with one of his students, which probably frowned upon, but fell in love with one of his students, college student. They got married, and he went back to Copenhagen, and just like the immigrant struggle anywhere, he can't get a job as a professor over there. Yeah. So he's like, well, shit, I guess the only thing that almost any immigrant knows how to do in a foreign land is like, at least I can cook my food, right? So he just started cooking tacos, and there's nobody making tacos in Copenhagen authentically. Or you're talking about the other lady who she's doing tacos.
I'm blanking on her name. Somebody can write it and tell us. Or
very high end tacos, like. It makes sense that she comes from the school of Noma, but this guy's doing straight up street tacos at some other places.
And those are the flavors that you crave, bro. Honestly, those are the flavors that you crave. Like I remember, like when I lived in France, I was an au pair there. So I was with this beautiful French family in Roubaix, France, which kind of like I said, it was like the East Los of France, but it was gorgeous. All these crepes and the raclette and whatever you want to eat, the bechamel. I miss my culture. I miss my family. I miss the tacos. I miss the pupusas and stuff like that. And I was like, there's no Latinos here. It's just me, fool. So the closest thing that we had were the Arabs. And like, I would go to they're called épicerie, which is like the little shacks, the little shops. But I don't speak Arab, so sometimes but I know they ate spicy like us. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna try like buy random shit and like hopefully make something Latino. And I bought like in El Salvador and in Latin America we have maseca, which is our corn flour. We make our tortillas, our pupusas. So I thought I bought something similar. I bought a pound of sugar, bro. I was like, this is not gonna work.
You're like, man, these get really brown really fast. Oh, that's caramel, bro. Yeah.
So my mom's on the phone with me. I'm calling her from France. She's telling me how to make tamales. I'm pouring the thing into the bowl. It's just sugar. I'm just like, oh crap.
Willy Wonka made tamales.
Yeah, dude. Also, a Scotch egg. I had a gnarly chorizo Scotch egg. I don't know if you had Scotch egg.
I've never even heard of
That
a Scotch
sounds
egg.
fire.
Because it's it's different sausage. You know, it's a hard boiled egg that's like coated in like meat and then fried.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And you literally take it. Yeah, it's like basically a hard-boiled egg. You wrap it in meat, and then you bread that.
It's
and you
usually
fry it.
sausage.
I mean, it's hard to make that.
It's a
not
Nerf
awesome, right?
football of love.
Oh,
and
it's amazing.
Like a cardiologist's nightmare, but it's phenomenal.
But like this chorizo version that I had blew my mind because
That sounds
I've
fire.
had the authentic like just English sausage. It's solid.
So apparently, when you order a serving that, they give you free nitroglycerin just to straighten you out.
Everybody gets a drip.
But yeah, dude, that's always been part of my travels, searching for tacos essentially, and a lot of the drinks that I create are somewhat culinary based, just because of the inspiration, and they're all like literally like roadside attraction foods.
Yeah.
that inspire me. Like last year, I was fortunate enough to be featured on N5 75's list of like the top 75 people. And the drink that I'm still laughing about it, the drink that made me get a whole full spread was a drink that I had in Mexico City, served in a little baggie. You literally get an agua fresca and they serve it
I
in
know
a
the
bag.
photo you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember reading about that on the
So
75.
yeah, so I was like, how is it like all these other cool cocktails I've done? This is the one that gets highlighted.
The one in
and
the
it
baggie?
and it was inspired by literally my experience in Mexico City. I went around different places and literally street markets. I've also went to a high-end taqueria to go have their like, you know, high-end food, had street food, and then literally I'm having a tostada. I saw this lady making fresh agua frescas and she's like, "Get a piquete?" Essentially, you want me to spike it?
Yeah.
And we're like, sure. So she brought like the most plastic jug looking thing of booze, threw like 2 shots of it in the bag, and here you go. Like, all right. And I was like, oh, dude,
My
this is
cocktail in
amazing.
the bag.
And I was like, why isn't this a thing?
Yeah. In El Salvador, because they recycle the cans and the bottles and everything. When you go buy a soda pop, if you buy a cola champagne that we use to make your drinks, they'll put it in a plastic bag and they put a straw and everything. It's a whole deal. It tastes different. I think it hits different.
That's awesome.
Do you guys know there's some liquor that's famous in Costa Rica? I don't know if it's in other parts of Central America. We went down there and I went to a bar and the bartender happened to be from Costa Mesa. I was like, holy shit, we're like practically neighbors at one point.
You just
dude.
traded Costas.
What brought you all the way down
Costa
there?
Rica,
Like,
Costa
dude,
Mesa,
look at
what's
this
the
place,
difference,
you know?
bro?
It's
Yeah.
just incredible. All the people are so welcoming and nice. And that was my experience too. The people down there were incredible.
I've heard.
But he gave me, I wish I remember the name of this.
Because I know the two things that they mostly handle is rum and aguardiente, which is a version of rum.
Yeah.
It was potent, whatever
Probably
it was.
aguardiente,
It was
yeah.
good, but I mean, you know.
It translates to fire water. It's literally just an overproof sugarcane spirit. Almost every south of the border country or region has one. Mexico has one. El Salvador has one. Costa Rica, the islands have one. It's literally just fire water.
Yeah,
It's great.
In Puerto
Dude, it
Rico, we
was
call
good, whatever it
pitorro.
is. I need to figure that out because
Yeah.
it was awesome.
It's like our moonshine.
Essentially.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. In Puerto Rico, they call it pitorro.
Pitorro.
Yeah. And sometimes they bury it underground, like where like the land is very like moist and fertile, and they just leave it there for like a year, and then they dig it back out. And
Well, Mexico's got the mashup one too. The what is it, like the Tomayon or Tonion, or there's a
I mean, we have the aguardiente. We have there's different brands. So not a lot of people know. Everyone assumes of Mexico being like the agave capital of the world, which is true. But prior to them pushing agave so much, that was really commercialized because of colonialism. Like the first agave house in Mexico is Jose Cuervo. And it's Jose Cuervo. The Cuervo family comes from Spain. Prior to that, sugarcane, dude. Like they were producing more rum than anything in the world.
yeah.
And their rum, or they wouldn't call it rum, it was aguardiente. They were previously drinking agave spirits, but it wasn't like full agave. Like there's one drink called Bush, POX, which is a blend of like wheat, corn, sugarcane. It's probably one of the most ancestral spirits out there. They were drinking pulque, which is the fermented agave.
Pulque is fun.
It's so interesting how like a lot of that silver lining, I guess, colonialism, we got distillation technically, but there might be proof that we already had that prior. But I mean, that's what we have tequila now. Right now, it's like agaves or spirits are like running the world, which is great.
And now you're even seeing like Recias and like Bacaneros and stuff like that coming through too.
Yeah, like last year at the Tropical Bar at Maurice Tech, a lot of people show up thinking it's a traditional tiki bar because otherwise, if you walk back there, it kind of looks like one. Yeah. But if you really start taking notice, we have a lot of like Aztec and Mayan deities in the back. We have a full carved out Olmec head.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to representation. Look at us. Yeah. We're not Polynesian.
Yeah. So like I can't be making like Polynesian drinks. And even the idea of tiki itself was like invented in the Hollywood studio by Don Beach. Honestly, like it's a cool idea of escapism, but it's not true to what it should be. So our idea is like, how can we make it ours? And it is authentic. So it's like, all right, people show up and thinking they're gonna get a straight, I don't know, like a basic Mai Tai or like, you know, your tropical go-to rum drinks.
No, we have Lavala for you.
Yeah. They also get amazed that I have like a Jungle Bird using all agave spirits, or I'll have like, you know, like, so the idea is like,
it's one of my favorite cocktails.
So instead of making just rum drinks, like, hey, South America is full of amazing spirits. And so it's not just rum, it's a lot of like aguardientes, Bosch. I've used pulque before.
Cachaça.
Yeah,
what's up,
cachaça.
Brazil?
What else? The other drink that I have for you guys, using that Long Beach water, the one that I make, the coconut water, essentially it's our version of a blue Hawaiian, but meets a colada without it being super cloying, because pina coladas might be like my...
You want to get it cracking while they dabble on a pupusa chicken sandwich and a pupusa burger?
2 minute warning.
Round two.
Round two?
Let's do it.
You ready, boys?
All right. So as you can probably tell, we've got a brand new drink in front of us. Tell us about it.
Less food.
Less food, yeah.
The drink in front of you guys is called the Zona Tropical, Tropical Zone. It is, again, our version of at Maurice Tech of Blue Hawaii meets a colada. Not quite either, but also both. Part of the whole thing, again, like we're talking about, like it's a meshing of different cultures. So this is, what is your tropical zone? What is your escapism? It could literally be a proper, well executed tiki bar that makes you feel like you're somewhere else. Or it could literally be a drink that transports you to that, right? So that's kind of the concept. Using, again, the Long Beach water vodka that I've made a coconut version that's specifically just used in the back bar. Pineapple juice, lemon juice, a little bit of coconut syrup, simple syrup, orange bitters. It's
phenomenal.
But it's not like quite any other drink you've had, but it also reminiscent of many drinks you've had.
If I close my eyes, I'm in warm sand. There's waves breaking in front of me.
I mean, like, if you don't have a soft spot in your heart for a cocktail like this, like, you live an empty, lonely life filled with downvoting Reddit comments. Like, this is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very resort style without it being overcloying, right? Like, it's a fun drink. And for people that always have that malconception, like blue drinks suck because they've probably had a really bad blue drink experience with the drink they've had in a fishbowl somewhere.
Yeah, with way too much blue curacao, you know?
It's just, like, no, this is not that.
No, this is killer. It's balanced. It's light. I mean, I know this. It's hard to come across on camera because you're just seeing it, but this is really well done.
Yeah,
that's really well executed.
Thank you.
And that's delicious.
And no one would know the worst that it's literally all vodka based, right?
Ooh, no, I would not. I would. If you
never
especially
when you said that you're riffing on like, you know, pinas and blue Hawaiians, like that's killer.
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, cool. maybe I will catch an Uber home.
Please Taco Tuesday responsibly.
Don't do that.
That's killer, man.
Thank you. Yeah, we're having the Marie's Tech. The bar itself is a seasonal bar, so it's only open summer months because it's an outdoor patio bar.
Right.
So coming Cinco de Mayo is usually our grand opening weekend.
Okay. I was going to ask, we're recording this just about the end of March, beginning of April, depending on when people see this.
Yeah, so perfect. So come the first weekend of May all the way through usually Labor Day weekend. Last year we pushed it through Halloween. We're in California. We're spoiled.
I was going to say weather was nice enough.
But we're having an influencer night sometime in April, so just to get the drinks and
no doubt
promote out.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Yeah, But yeah, it's this would be one of the premier drinks. We've had it on the menu since I took over the program, and it's something that I can't rotate out because it's just people like it that much. So
Good.
It's perfect. Like it looks pretty. People like it. It's pretty cost efficient again because we're doing stuff in house.
Mm-hmm.
With that, we have literally an array of different drinks. So like, say vodka is not your thing. Like, all right, I have a tropical tequila drink. Maybe you have something with, I don't know, like I think the weirdest thing I've done has been Bacanora Sotol. It was like the most herbaceous, grassy agave spirits.
Seriously, you get a split base of Bacanora and Sotol. That's awesome.
And I did a tropical, what do you call it? A tropical old fashioned, essentially using those spirits. And it was just a grass bomb for some people, but it was also like, it was perfect because what I was using as sweetener was in-house made falernum. So it made perfect sense for a lot of people that tiki traditionalists are thinking, I just want like a corn and oil. Like, try this. Like,
I like that.
Yeah.
That's dope. So what is a typical kind of night out? I mean, you mentioned, again, we're recording you guys got karaoke going on some nights. I mean, you got all the kind of different spots up in one venue, the Distillery.
We have Cigar Club, and we have the nightlife. Our DJs are really cool, man. It's pretty cool because, like you said, it's not just a bar. It's a complex. It's like Disneyland for adults. We have a lot of things going on. We have a full menu, a full delicious food that you guys tried, our wide array of our variety of our menu.
Yeah, the food is killer, man. Like, if I'm planning down for like a daytime trip or even like a night out with friends and stuff like that, this is killer. Like,
we have our wonderful signature cocktails that we're really known for. And aside from that, if you want to stay away from like say a more loud environment, you want something more relaxed, more chill, Thursday, Friday, Saturday we have our speakeasy, the exhibition room. You request it on Yelp. If you go to the exhibition room Instagram, the link is right there in the bio to request the password. And next to the pool table at Roxanne's, there's a phone booth, and you pick up the phone in the phone booth and you say the password, and if it's correct, the bartender on the opposite side of that door opens that door. It doesn't even look like a door, bro. It's like a secret
Damn, that's
door.
cool.
It's so dope. And it gets even trippier. Like, once you're in the speakeasy to our distillery, to where we distill our spirits, once you're in our speakeasy, there's a utility closet in the back next to this big, beautiful mirror. Half of it is a utility closet. The other half of that closet is a secret tunnel to our distillery in the back. So it's just like so beautiful and big. You're just like, how is this even possible? And like we had a hair salon there too, but I know it just sounds like bullshit.
Cleaned up. Yeah.
It's like, dude, I gotta go get my hair done. I gotta grab lunch. I'm gonna go grab some drinks. I'm doing an open mic night later.
So we had Honey's hair parlor,
place.
but we just did away with that about a month ago, and right now we're renovating the space to make an expansion to our distillery efforts.
Yeah, it's good
make
for
a
you guys.
tasting room, sell tasting packages and stuff like that.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
Dude, that is rad.
Well, that was one of the things that, again, and this is kind of what I wanted to bring it all back to, is you were talking about like the chorizo Scotch Egg, which a Scotch Egg is always a good idea. Consult your cardiologist, but they're delicious. But like
nitroglycerin,
the butter chicken burrito, like obviously people like Roy Choi who have done like kind of those mashups forever. Like, it's really kind of one of those beautiful things where some people might look at this and they're like, oh, like that's, you're mixing cultures and like you keep it whatever. This shit goes together, and it really just speaks to like food as a whole, where like all you're doing is it's Mr. Potato Head, right? So you do that with cocktails where you just swap out different ingredients. It's the same thing. Like, you're just taking something and putting in a new flavor, and you get this whole awesome mashup of like what the world can really be.
We were talking about this in the car with the Peruvians and what they call it, the faucha.
Chaufa is essentially just fried rice, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like what you're saying. It's like really just talking about what the country really is built on, right? It's took it over the natives, unfortunately, but it is something that was built off of immigrants that were coming here, and it's an immigrant country, and specifically California, an immigrant melting pot. Like, why not take advantage of that? We have amazing flavors at our disposal all around us.
Right.
So like,
It's not fusion, like that dirty word of fusion, like the late 90s with restaurants where it was like,
it is
weird. It's like, it just works. Like everything. Again, I know that people are just watching and listening to this, and they can't experience it themselves unless they go to Roxanne's or some of the other places.
Which you should.
Like,
which you should definitely should.
This makes sense. Like, flavor-wise, you're like, that's awesome. Why would I not want that?
Exactly. Like I've experienced that with, I mean, even some of the food menu items that I've conceptualized for Maurice Tech. It was kind of like, all right, let's just see if it works or not. So last year we had what I was calling pupusas tropicales, which is literally ham and pineapple and cheese inside of a pupusa, which I don't know if anybody's messed around with.
Yeah, Hawaiiana. Well, Civar Treats in Whittier, they had the Hawaiiana in Civar Treats. But anyone watching TacoTuesday.com podcast, bro, I invite you. Try try it. If you come from another culture, even if you don't come from another culture, if you like enjoy and appreciate other cultures, try a fusion. After this, bro, I want to see a bunch of people making all sorts of weird concoctions until they make something right. Tag us, bro. Tag tacotuesdays.com podcast and Roxanne's Bar and whatever concoction you make up. I don't care if it's a chili cheese pupusa, bro.
Hey, I like this idea. I can't wait to see what we're going to do.
Tag us. This is a call to action.
Someone has done like chorizo Frito pie or something like that. Like for sure, like that's happened. Like no doubt.
A curtido bologna sandwich. Like, what the heck
I'm not opposed to that.
$10 turkey and the wolf has already done it. Yeah.
Tag us in your concoction, bro. We'll share it.
That's awesome, man.
Damn, thanks for saying that, dude. That's going to be pretty awesome to see what they
That's why he's good at his job. Yeah.
That's why I make the big bucks.
Saved us the plug. Dude, that's killer. I'm so happy with everything. Again,
thank you guys for inviting us, man. This means a lot to us. Again,
dude, this is
our
killer.
objective, bro, is not money. It's not fame. It's like we're trying to push our culture because our culture, aside from the negative stuff that gets shown in the limelight and through media and stuff, we have a lot of positive things. Like
no doubt.
Like our love for music, our passion, our food, our spirits. So this is what we're doing. This is how we promote. This is how we promote love. And hopefully people could come on down to Roxanne's and try what we have to offer.
I mean, food is kind of that universal uniter, It's
Absolutely.
the one thing that all walks of life, we all eat. We all have our own special foods, drinks.
100%.
Sometimes it's nice to bring those all together and see what other people have been enjoying,
Yes. And again, if you guys want to try the putacos in Long Beach, if you guys are in the Long Beach area, every Tuesday, we have karaoke. I'm the host of the karaoke. I'm the first one singing. I sing country music every time, but we have themes. We have Selena themes, country themes, whatever you want.
No, I want your ass up there in French, Edith Piaf.
Oh,
La vie en rose.
I want you singing Tiny Dancer in French.
d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. We have a putaco sale on Tuesdays, 3 for $12.
That's awesome.
Come on down, eat, enjoy, sing, whatever you guys want.
I'm going to show up with $24.
Dude,
and a can-do attitude.
And you're going to have a blast. You're going to have change left over, bro.
No, I know.
I spilled pupusa burger on my pants.
Hey, there's worse problems to have, bro.
Sweet, man.
So, I know you had meant... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
I was going to say, you had mentioned another drink that you wanted to introduce.
Oh,
You want to...
We're doing our last cutaway?
Yeah, this is our last one. So it's something I've played around with on the off menu. So I'll always have like an off menu at Marie's during the summer. And it's a riff on a very classic drink from the tiki world. Trader Rick made a drink called El Diablo, which is probably one of the classic like tiki based drinks or like tequila based. This one's using the sponsor Herradura. But it's using the concept of El Diablo, but instead of using creme de cassis, there's ancho reyes and a house-made hibiscus liqueur that I make. Still tequila based. It works. This one's called Ome Diablo. So Ome is like means two in old Mayan dialect. Diablo, obviously, devil. The idea it also has licor 43.
So we were up at 7:30 in the morning. We were up at 7:30 in the morning, and he just made the hibiscus syrup like right now. So this is fresh as F word.
Some of the stuff behind this one, a lot of the stuff, it is very much inspired by stories with my own pop-up concept, Chuntikis, but with a lot of the bar program that I do for Marie's. So Ome Diablo, two Diablos, the two first conquistadors of Mexico were the French and the Spanish. So I'm using essentially a French and Spanish liqueur into this drink besides the agave base of Herradura. And everything else, essentially, it's kind of straightforward from there.
Nice, man.
Damn,
That's awesome.
I'm excited to try it.
Let's get it cracking, baby.
As you can all see, we have even less food in front of us now. We got yet another cocktail in front of us. You want to run us through this one?
So this cocktail, as I was talking about, is Ome Diablo, which, again, a version of the Devil, El Diablo, which was Trader Vic's original cocktail when he was up in Emeryville. One of the classic tiki bars, founders of Tiki Tropical. Our version, using Herradura, a split base of the Blanco and the Reposado. Instead of using the creme de cassis, again, it's a house-made hibiscus liqueur, the base spirit, also Long Beach water, because it's high-proof, so it's really good to do extractions and liqueurs. Licor 43, which is a Spanish vanilla spice syrup, liquor, and Ancho Reyes Rojo. So, ancho chili peppers, kind of gives it spice, but not spicy.
Right.
Dash of lime and finish with ginger beer. So the perceived spice you're getting off of this is mostly the ginger beer, not the ancho, but that gives it like the back body heat note, if you will. And it's technically, if you like mules or bucks, this is kind of within that realm because it's ginger based, like ginger soda based. But it drinks super light, and as a off-camera third wall or fourth wall, Tony said, it's like something that will like essentially creep up on you because you're drinking it and you don't really perceive the alcohol until you're halfway through. Like, oh, this is alcoholic.
Yeah. Sorry.
Speaking of fourth wall, where's Crawford?
Oh, so kind of can't believe I forgot to mention that. Crawford had a taco emergency. I'm sure you can all understand.
Oh, no.
You know,
Did he try the hot sauce like I did?
No, the last time he tried that, he was crying for about 20 minutes. He actually texted me after we had both left the studio. He was like, "Dude, I am in so much pain. I had to sit in my car
here."
Yeah, so Crawford's gone, but he'll be missed. Anyways, thank you for reminding me that the co-host is gone. Dude, yeah, no, this definitely the gingery kind of spice that you get from it. I mean, there's a lot of booze in here, you know, especially with that high proof vodka you threw in. But I mean, it cuts through it really well. This is definitely something that could. Yeah, and it's going to be on our it's going to be on our menu this opening season.
And Marie's Tech.
Again, all of these cocktails are very well balanced that potentially go with all these foods that we've brought to offer. Some of the offshoot foods that are going to be only available at Marie's, like we're talking about, like the tropical pupusa, or essentially the pineapple ham. Where a lot of people don't want pineapple on their pizza. We're like, well, let's kind of play with that. We've done a Mexican smash burger, which is chorizo beef, deli ham, and queso fresco base.
Okay, yeah.
What's another one? We have the
chonchi burrito. Right?
Oh, the chonchi burrito, which is essentially a Salvadorian breakfast burrito, which no one's really. I've heard other places might have been doing it.
La Pupusa Urban Eatery, they have something similar.
So there's plantains, there's rice in it, there's egg, black beans, the Salvadorian crema. Again, something that doesn't make sense. But it's perfect because who doesn't like a breakfast burrito? Even at
that
night.
Juxtaposition of sweet and savory.
You know, I was just going to say your description isn't doing it for me. I need to see a video, and then he pulled one up.
Yeah.
Because we have videos up in here.
Dude, it looks bomb.
Yeah. And again, like, who doesn't like a breakfast burrito? Like, breakfast burritos
it's a classic.
It's almost akin to a taco. Like, if I'm not going to have a taco, I'm probably going to have a breakfast burrito.
Right.
And so, again, some of these items only available here.
Yeah.
And yeah, these drinks almost pair perfectly for it. We do have beer, we do have other stuff, but of course, yes. If you're coming in, why not try the specialty, right?
Right. No, for sure. I definitely would recommend it after trying it.
Like on 3/16, March 16th, we had Stone Cold Steve Austin 3/16 day. Oh, yeah. We have three
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Cold Stone Steve Austin. We have 3 of his beers.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To our knowledge, we created the largest beer smash documented at 3:16 p.m. on 3/16. So we got a group of just whoever wanted to show up, gave everyone beer, and just on the parking lot, we all crashed beers like he would crack beers and just pounded beers on the parking lot.
Man, you guys have got a really creative concept going.
Thank you.
I mean, it is. I think never come across anything
between
like this.
Me, Jules, and Jimmy. We bring that young energy, and because we're hip to what's going on, and we're also experts in our fields. Like Jim, he's a graphic designer. He's a brilliant mind. Jules, he's an expert in his field. What he does with brewery and distilling and everything. And I'm a professional entertainer. Mm-hmm. So I really think it's a good marriage of talent. And that really just comes across to what we portray and what we celebrate at Roxanne's.
Yeah. No, you guys look like you have like a really solid team cohesion too. Like the way you guys all operate with each other off camera, man.
It's been very fortunate because almost every idea we've thrown at the wall has never been thrown off the wall. Like it will stick. Like, all right, let's do it once. Let's see what happens. Right.
Yeah.
So even like dumb ideas that I'll have and throw on a slushy machine at Marie's, which is like, all right, let me throw something dumb, like have leftover wine and some rum I got to go through. Let me make a Spanish sangria colada, and people are like, that sounds weird as hell. I'm like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, it was just for St. Patrick's. We did with a crème à la menthe.
Oh yeah, for St. Patrick's, I essentially came up with an idea of a shamrock shake. And just recreated the flavors of it as an alcoholic slushy version. And
I prefer that version.
And we had unlimited corned beef tacos for $25.
Unlimited for $25.
Unlimited.
So we'll throw ideas, and like owner management would almost always say no, but like, well, you could try it once. No, but let's see what happens. So, like, yeah, that's the beauty of this place. We're able to throw a lot of ideas together. I mean, I think when we first came up with the idea of like
a pupusa burger,
we're like,
fried chicken sandwich.
No one's gonna want that. I was like, let's see what happens, right? Now it's probably one of the most popular menu items. Like, same thing with Lavala. And I was like, well, their idea is like, let's just get the cola champagne and just the vodka and let's just mix it together. Like, no, we should elevate it a little bit, but still not overthink it, right?
Right.
So almost the concept really is an Aperol spritz without being an Aperol spritz.
This is
because there's still Aperol in there. There's lemon juice and there's the base spirit, but obviously the reduction of the soda. And they're like, why would we boil that soda? Like, it makes no sense. Now, like, me and him have thrown around of using that syrup to throw it like on pancakes and like pastries, because like, why not? Like, it comes out still thick, like an actual. You go to IHOP and you get like the crazy blueberry syrups, all the non-fruited syrups.
Right.
Why not? Like, they had a blue syrup, right? Like why can't we do something like that? And people like it. If not, then we'll stop doing it.
Yeah.
But this is what makes us unique. This is what makes us authentic, because we go above and beyond to get that originality, to get that authenticity, to do that what no one else is doing. And that's what makes it unique to Roxanne's and to Willie's and to Chuntiki's and to Marie's.
Well, I think it's like a naturally easy kind of selling point, because it's something so new and other people aren't doing it.
You're not going to find this anywhere
sometimes
else.
When you hear like ideas that might not sound good to you at first, it's like, okay, well, I obviously have to try that. I've never heard of anybody else doing it. And then you get something like this that's bomb.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that was a pretty fun fucking experiment I just had.
Yeah. I mean, my concept whenever I travel or just anywhere, when I'm somewhere, like, all right, I'll get something that I already know and I'm comfortable with, and I'll get something that's the most extreme and sounds the weirdest. Because why? Why are they doing this? I've had many experiences like this drinking in Mexico, TJ. I was like, they had a drink that was grapefruit, Fernet, and coffee. And I was like, that sounds...
Fernet's pretty gnarly, too.
I was like, that sounds pretty gnarly.
Dude.
Like, why are you guys doing this? I ordered it, and I was amazed. Like, oh, this fucking bar knows what the fuck they're doing, dude. Like, this is just on a completely different level. Like, all right. This is why they're regarded for this stuff, right? So you could come here and get yourself a classic old fashioned. You could get yourself some of our more audience approachable, like tropical drink, or just basic cocktails. Or you could try something a little bit different that no one's really tampered with. Like even one of our drinks that I did not bring today, but it's an horchata colada. So everyone knows horchata. The Salvadorian version is not rice based, but it's almond seed based. So they call it horchata de morro. So it's kind of like an horchata. So took that idea, made it as a colada, and it works. So people go in there expecting rice horchata, and they'll have it. It's very nutty. It's completely different from anything else. And people
welcome to El Salvador.
Yeah, people get amazed. Like, wait, what is this? Because everyone just knows about Mexican horchata. Like, no, this is an horchata from another country that still has all those spice flavors, other than instead of it being rice. Yeah, nut based.
I'm trying to imagine that. That's definitely something I'm going to have to try.
Yeah, super unique. If you ever go to a good pupuseria, they should have horchata.
Oh yeah, come on down, bro. I'll take you to one of I manage 4 other restaurants on their social media called Paseo San Miguel. And the reason I manage them is not because just they hired me. They were just my favorite pupuserias because the food is so good. And I grew up in the hood, and I would go there with my family. And as a Salvadorian community, because there's not many of us, I'll get sponsored by a lot of pupuserias. Pupuseria is a place where they sell pupusas to go eat, and and they'll pay me to go eat their product and just promote them. But there's one in particular that I went to, and I'll spend my own money just because the food was really good and the staff was really friendly. And now I had a lot of viral videos that I went over there that I recorded, because I would go and write my sets over there. I'll go and write my comedy, and I'll just eat it. I was just having a good time. I got on the radar. They're like, who's this kid making all these videos at my restaurant, promoting my stuff for free? So he contacted me, bro, and he was like, do you want to promote my restaurant? I was like, dude, I'm touring right now as a comedian. I can't. But with the whole National Guard stuff, because I got delayed, he hit me up one more time. I'm like, oh, I can do it now. But the food is really good, bro. It's called Paseo San Miguel. They have several different locations, bro. I would love to invite you down, bro, and show you an authentic Salvadorian meal.
Yeah,
and
no, I would love that.
That horchata de morro is really, really good.
Yeah, unless you know someone from the culture, that's kind of the beauty of our justification of me being, son of immigrants, Mexican over here with a still very diverse experience growing up. One of my neighbors was Filipino. My godparents were Jewish. So I had a very interesting way of growing up, and I guess my interpretation of growing up Hispanic is completely different from Nelson over here. And like bouncing ideas and like, hey, teach me about your culture. I want to learn more about this. When I learned about this horchata a couple of years ago, like, this is amazing. How did not more people know about this? And it's just like, things are always there, but if you don't know someone that could literally, I don't want to say hold your hand and take you to it, but like introduce you to it,
right,
you're almost going to be always scared to try that one thing that you can't pronounce. Or
and it's very interesting what we have at Roxanne's. Our team, you know, we're primarily we're Latinos, but we're very eclectic. A lot of us are born here, a lot of us weren't. Like our cooks range from Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and it's just the fact that, you know, we bring all that to the table. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it.
I mean, if someone has a strong suit, why not use that for?
Yeah, our security guard is Cuban, and we're gonna plan a Cuban night to bring in like his influences and what he does, because he's authentically Cuban. He talks like this, man. You know what I mean? You had a reservation for today, Roxanne?
Every time I talk to him, it sounds like he's chewing on a cigar respectfully. And it sounds great. Like
So we see that in him, and again, we promote authenticity. So he's a security guard right now, but we wanna explore the avenues that he can bring to our table. We want to explore his talents that he can bring to our table, and the flavors and his culture. And we'll maybe have a Cuban night. Maybe we can train him on the bar, and he can bring those authentic Cuban flavors to our palates. You know.
I mean, yeah, if we could have mojitos made over here by a Cuban without you having to go to Cuba.
Exactly, bro. Because when I lived in France, I would go to this place called Taberna Latina, and there was a Spanish tavern.
Right.
And they were 100% authentically Cuban, and like I had the best mojitos, the best. Oh my god, these authentic drinks because they were 100% Cuban.
Right.
And I was like, oh my god, in France, bro. So yeah, hopefully pretty soon we're manifesting this right now at the TacoTuesday.com podcast. We're gonna have authentic Cuban drinks as well.
Dude, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes,
for sure. I mean, that's like the biggest thing that I like to do when I travel to other countries is I like to go into like grocery stores. I want to go into like neighborhoods. I want to try like the foods that are native to that land, you know, and like get the whole experience of the place that I'm in. So it is really cool to me to think about, you know. I know I've said it before, I'll say it again, like people talk so much about cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation where you can like merge the cultures and find things that like go well together. Like it's the one thing that we all have in common. So
yeah, and again, we're not too hung up on that. Like we promote these items for you to enjoy.
Yeah.
And that's it. No matter where you come from.
I mean, that's how it should be, you know?
It's true. I mean, we've talked about it before so much that I always say, like, the first thing to kind of break down that barrier or that wall between cultures is literally break bread or share a drink with somebody.
I mean, it's literally like a story as old as recorded history, you know?
Like, if you could have a drink with someone or a bite with someone, you'll almost, any kind of prejudice you may have is already
at least decreased, if not gone. Yeah.
Because you'll, like, understand that other person slightly better. Bro, and you'll have an appreciation for it.
Man, I remember, oh my God, this is so funny. Prime example to what you guys are saying. I was a firefighter once upon a time. And shout out Burlington Fire Protection District. We deployed to Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. And we're with like Finnish firefighters from like the Red Cross and like people from Spain, people from Central America, Honduras, people from Colombia. So we have a group of rescue workers. And tensions are high because of different cultures, different, you know, languages and everything. And it was time for lunch. We were in the mountain, bro, in like, I don't know, Lajas, Ciales, Puerto Rico. We all get our MREs and we have like this MRE luncheon. And it was like the coolest thing, man. And everyone just instantly got along. People were playing their music. People were showing how to dance. People were dancing salsa and stuff like that. It was really, really cool. And the Finnish people were showing us their food. The Spanish people, they were showing us their MREs. They had squid in ink in their MREs. I was like, that's amazing.
It's crazy what some countries like militaries put in their MREs, dude. I mean, some of them are like gourmet cuisine. And then America, we like, dude, the MREs here. Gnarly.
But yeah, that's just a prime example. It made me think, reflect on that. It was pretty cool. But yeah, a prime example. We want to bond with someone, break bread.
Yeah,
100%.
So anyone wanting to ease tensions with whoever they want to come down to Roxanne's, have a pupusa burger, pupusa chicken sandwich, some putacos, bro.
I mean, if anything, if you don't like tacos, and clinically something might be wrong with you, right?
I would get that looked at.
Tacos is almost like
medicine for that.
Almost everyone appreciates a taco, and I've always had a mindset almost every culture has a version of a taco.
Yeah.
So the gyros, the kebabs. So my favorite food in France, bro, was kebabs because it was like the closest thing to Mexican food that I could find over there.
Yeah.
I remember in Lille, I would go to this place called Bodrum Kebab. Oh my God, dude, so good. So good. And like in Mexico, they have this thing called tacos al pastor, which is like a meat trunk, and they carve meat off of it, and they get like the tips of it, and it's like so seasonally perfect. It's so good. But the Lebanese and the Turks, they were the originators of that. And when they had people moving to Mexico, the Mexicans adopted that culture. But I had the OG version in France because they migrated to France, and I was just like, this is amazing. This is so good. So when I was in Europe, instead of enjoying French food, I'll eat Turkish food and Lebanese food. Because it reminded me of home.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about having Gustavo Arellano here a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
So I've been a big fan of a lot of his books that he's written, and I'm sure you've read Taco USA.
We talked all about Taco USA when he came in the studio.
Probably one of my favorite books. This guy talks about how he literally had to go confront a bunch of white nationalists, and essentially the common ground of the great commonality between them is that while they hated him, they loved Taco Bell. And I was like, you do know this is still a taco.
Yeah.
And it was invented out here in like San Bernardino. So like that wall somehow got cut in half when they was like, wait, yeah, I don't like Mexicans, but I like Taco Bell. Like, well,
there was this.
See, it's just the only reason people would even have a mentality like that, or like a feeling of superiority, or whatever it is like purely ignorance. You know, because
100%.
it's simple as like, oh, okay, that food that I like to eat so much is from Mexico. Oh, well, I don't know why I have a problem with these people. It's like, yeah, that's what we're trying to fucking tell you.
There's a video of like some puppets talking about racism, and this Mexican puppet was singing Mexican. He's like, no, put some American shit. If you like pina coladas, pina coladas are Mexican.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, Puerto Rican. That's right.
But hey, man, like you could go to a place and sell a veggie wrap for like $12, but you'll bat an eye if that same burrito is $12. Mm-hmm. It's the same exact thing,
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, I'm full. I wish I could drink all these drinks.
No worries.
Too bad I drove myself to the studio this time.
Man.
I didn't know you guys were going to show up.
We can have a continuation at Roxanne's whenever you like, puppy.
Yep.
Oh, no, definitely let's get that on the books, man. I think that would be a good time.
Absolutely.
But thank you both very much for coming in, showing us what you got. The Putacos are a hit. You absolutely have to go to Roxanne's and give this a try. Meet the team, cool people,
Again,
great
we're
food.
the only people in Long Beach that have the Putacos and different choice of proteins, and we're the only people in the world that can offer a pupusa burger and a pupusa fried chicken sandwich. Our claim to fame. Come down. We have wonderful spirits, distilled, bottled, labeled in-house with local Long Beach produced ingredients. Sorry, the Putacos. And we're the first Latino-owned distillery in all the United States, and we're the only Salvadorian-owned distillery in all the United States. So come on down. Every Tuesday, bro, we have karaoke night hosted by yours truly. And we have a Putaco sale, 3 for $12, which is it's a pretty good deal. You come and spend $20 and have a great time.
Oh, and leave full.
Yes,
for like
absolutely.
the next couple days.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, in summer, Marie's Tech Tech opens up Cinco de Mayo all the way through Labor Day weekend. So come out on the weekends and have some tropical drinks.
Yeah. So where can people find you guys online? Social media, website?
Well, the company is at Roxanne's Bar on Instagram. Now, our speakeasy is called The Exhibition Room. That's open Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. My personal IG is Nelsito El Gordito. Again, I'm a stand-up comedian, and that's what I do aside from Roxanne's. Nelsito El Gordito. And Jules?
Yeah, the bar that I run, Marie's Tech Tech, just like it sounds, Marie's with a TAKTAC, so Tech Tech. And my personal one for the side project that I run, it's called Chuntikis, so CHUNTIKIS. You can see a lot of the pop-ups that I do outside of the Marie's spectrum, even though Marie's is the home bar, and I do host a lot of bars pop-ups there. You can find me all over the place, hopefully this summer in Orange County.
Very cool, guys. So, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the TacoTuesday.com podcast. As always, it is brought to you by Herradura and Melissa's Produce. Crawford said to Taco Tuesday responsibly. You don't have to do it responsibly. That's just my advice. So, anyways, happy Taco Tuesday, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
TacoTuesday.com.